My digital identity and my real-world self differ in numerous ways. As an aspiring author, I created a digital identity as a means of networking and self-promotion, and have had to separate who I am from who I allow the audience to see. I've tried to keep my digital identity true to the person I am in real life. Rainer states in The Call of the Crowd that instead of fabricating an identity, you should creatively affirm key aspects of yourself, the things you consider valuable, virtuous, and beautiful, and leave out your weaknesses and deficiencies, bringing out your inner awesomeness and putting it before the crowd. I want people to see that I am funny and loving, that I care about the world and the problems in it. I want them to know that I am a good mother and that I work hard and will stop at nothing to achieve my goals. I want them to see I don't give up and that I am willing to do anything to make my dreams come true. My real world self has all of these same values, but who I choose to share it with is completely opposite. I keep to myself. I don't go up to strangers and divulge my innermost hopes and dreams to them. I don't show people I have never met a picture of my Christmas morning with my children. I don't tell them my deepest fears of never getting published. In fact, I don't tell them anything about my writing. My book is private and I don't walk up to somebody in a grocery store and start talking about it. I don't discuss politics, religion, raunchy jokes, or smart aleck comments in real life at all because it creates too much controversy. Online, it's different, though. It's a world where people are like you. They want the same things, they share common interests, and they have the same fears. In a way, it's a community of misfits, all finally fitting together with a common goal. Rainer states in The Call of the Crowd that the plurality of social services enables us to engage with diverse crowds, and this gives us the opportunity to creatively affirm diverse aspects of ourselves. But too much creative self-affirmation promotes a prismatic and potentially fragmented self, which some people find distressful. I couldn't agree more. How I choose to present myself in each social media site I use is completely different from the other, as each site facilitates a different kind of subjectification. As Turkle observes, the site supports the self, so we're able to develop multiple personas that we can put aside and return to at the push of a button. When it comes to LinkedIn, I'm looking to attract literary agents and publishers to my profile. It's more business-oriented, and there's a large amount of professionalism expected from each member. Facebook and Twitter require people to like your page and follow you, so your content needs to be of value to them. They don't care what a great author you are. They want posts that reach them on a personal level. They want to laugh, cry, feel your pain and struggle, or share in your triumph. They don't care about your work history or where you went to school, so the content you share with them is obviously different. As Rainer states in Life in a Virtual Panopticon, when we share content on social media sites, we do it transparently, visibly, that is in the presence of a crowd. The act of sharing is like a performance, a performative act. There is a self-reflective structure to sharing content on Facebook and Twitter. Just as actors on stage know that they are being watched by the audience and tailor their behavior to find the best effect, effective use of social media implies selecting and framing content with a view to pleasing and/or impressing a certain crowd. By commanding performances from us, the crowd draws out our singularities, those unique features of our person that represent our leading potentials. This is extremely important for me as I'm trying to build followers. The more followers that I have, the more opportunity I have for people to see my book. I want them to share my post. Therefore, I need the post to reflect something they would want to share. I keep my post engaging, funny, and full of emotion. Basically, everything that I know they'll love and respond to. I played around with posts to see what works best and what posts get the best response. Now that I know, that's what I post. In Life in a Virtual Panopticon, Rainer compares our actions on social media to a virtual panopticon, meaning we are never certain whether or not our actions on social media are being watched. But because we know they can be viewed at any time, we mold our behavior in a way that is like we're always being watched because we don't ever want to detour from the digital identity we have actually given ourselves. Because I know everything I post is public, I make sure I'm extremely careful about the word choices I use. I make sure nothing can be misconstrued or taken out of context. I make sure nothing's insulting to anyone who may read it. I make sure that every word I say counts, that I come off intelligent, and that what I say will be taken seriously. Technology shapes my identity and affects what I believe about who I am. It also allows me to change what I don't like about myself or what I choose to present to the world. As Turkle states, posting allows us the opportunity to present the self as we want to be. We get to edit. That means we get to delete, and that means we get to retouch the face, the voice, the flesh, the body. Not too little, not too much, just right. If I don't like something about myself, I'm able to omit it from the public eye. If I don't like something I said, I just delete it. If I don't like something somebody else said, I can delete that too. It makes me appear the way I want to appear to people. The access to the world of social media is the easiest thing in the world. Because of the use of laptops and smartphones, it's never more than a click away. This makes it easier than ever to shape the identity you want portrayed. Turkle described this as, I share therefore I am. We use technology to define ourselves by sharing our thoughts and feelings, even as we're having them. Those who make the most of their lives on the screen come to it in a spirit of self-reflection. Orenstein shared this view and stated, I quickly mastered the Twitter's unnatural self-consciousness, processing my experience instantaneously, packaging life as I lived it. I learned to be on all the time, whether standing behind the woman in the supermarket who sneaked 3 extra items into the express check lane, or despairing over human rights abuses against women in Guatemala. Everyday opportunities allowed me the opportunity to show a part of myself I wanted portrayed from my digital identity. I do this as well with my own social media. When I want to appeal to mothers, I write posts about my kids and include pictures. When I want to appeal to college students, I write posts about juggling a full-time job and school. We are able to use certain aspects of our life to reach a certain type of person and portray ourselves the way we want to be seen. My digital identity is a product of social and technological context in a multitude of ways. Facebook provides demographics, allowing me the opportunity to see who my posts are reaching and who likes them. In order to gain and keep followers on Twitter, I must constantly be engaging. What you share must be interesting. Due to these demographics, I'm able to see what posts they like and what ones they don't. I can cater my posts to what they want to see. Everything we share online plays to the crowd we are sharing it to. If they like what we share, they in turn pass it on. Rayner states that the crowd honors the identity we create by sharing this content. We speak to a crowd of our personal preferences, and we like nothing more than for the crowd to affirm those preferences in return. We seek their approval. Justice Johnson stated in Growing Up Digital that as individuals we seek identity validation from friends and strangers through social media. The need for validation and confirmation that you're okay opens us up to the subjectification, to ridicule, or an amplified feeling of invisibility that can influence the perceptions we have of ourselves. The kind of self-promotion or expression varies depending on the network. I have noticed that my sense of who I am as a person has dramatically changed since I started actively posting on Facebook and Twitter. For me, I know that I check my followers on Twitter daily. I've marked personal milestones as I hit 50, 100, 150, 200, so on followers. I did and still do get really bummed when I check in the morning and have 299 followers and then in the evening only 289. I began to define how successful I will be as a writer by the amount of people that are following me.